Well, you just touched on your team, so let's talk talent for a moment. So, if talent should rise based on merit, not hype, how do you build a system that actually rewards skill and execution of the talent?
Yeah, I really like that question, Michelle, because I'm all about meritocracy. I grew up in foster care, so I educated myself. I just went to high school, so I educated myself, I learned myself, and I dived into the stuff that I was interested in. So you want to create systems that track performance. How well does the apprentice follow protocols, for instance? You want to look for problem solvers, not problem givers. That's a really key differentiator. Most people don't realize that, so you have to teach them, right? You have to teach them critical thinking. So you want to look at for innovators as well. And you want to reward the skills that you want. You incentivize the outcomes that you want. One of the things we did a long time ago with our program is we don't talk about mistakes. We call them course corrections. And most importantly, we don't penalize people for making mistakes. We look at, okay, how can we make sure this doesn't happen again? And sometimes is that we need to put in a protocol or best practice that makes it so it doesn't happen again. So sometimes it's our fault. In fact, really, the business should always look at that way. The entrepreneur should always look at it that way. It's your responsibility to do that. So, the airlines did this decades ago. They made it really easy for some to say, there's a bolt missing on this plane. If you scolded people that said like that, your engineers who are actually working on the planes, that would have been bad. So they created an atmosphere where people are free to say this didn't work or that doesn't work or here's a problem. And so that's exactly what we did. You want to create an atmosphere in your work where people can point out the mistakes, they can make suggestions. And again, when they do make a mistake, we call it a course correction, and we focus on the solution, not on blame. We don't care why it happened in that way from a blame standpoint. And so that's a really critical point. If you want to create the best people, then you have to incentivize the behaviors you want, and you have to reward the behaviors that you want. And building a gamified scoreboard is one of the ways to do that, creating clearly defined roles, results-based rewards, and clear incentives.